Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season 11. We're here for round 19 out of 20, the penultimate race of the season. We're here at Abu Dhabi, Yas Marina circuit. Got 11 drivers at the moment. Delo's just joined, that'll be 12. We're still waiting on Bluey to make it 13. Don't know where he is at the moment, but anyway. Still a lot to decide, still a lot on the line. One of the championships that's been decided of the constructors of Williams, winning it out last time in Mexico. But we still have the Drivers' Championship to decide. As the drivers head out onto the track for this 18-minute qualifying session, then should get about 3 runs in. First car on the track is AP Cookster, heading into turn 5, reserving in the Red Bull once again. We have the return of Samurai after 3 races. He's back with the Constructors' Champions now. 50 points remaining with 2 races to go, and technically he's still got a chance. He is 48 points behind with 50 to go, so if he doesn't win today, he's out of it no matter what happens. And I mean, if we're being real, he's probably going to be out of it anyway, because we know what the real fight is. But Samurai's here to do what he can, as there's an Alpine in front of Samurai. Birdie, who's spun. He has to make sure not to reverse, otherwise he'll get disqualified. And yeah, he might just get away a little bit, but that's not what he would have wanted to start his qualifying session. I'm pretty sure he's avoided any damage there. But yeah, it is a bit of a tricky exit on the pit lane. Yeah, that's a funny way to start off qualifying. But yeah, everyone bar Dello and Grush on the track now. Now Grush exiting as well, so we're just waiting for Dello. So everyone really wants to get out early, it seems. So the Drivers' World Championship is on the line then, and it is Kobe versus Adam. So Adam, who had a 29-point lead heading into Mexico last week, didn't race. Kobe won the race, which he so crucially needed to. So it's only 4 points between them heading in to the final 2 races. Kobe, who hasn't even led the standings at all this season, this is the closest he's ever been to the top. He was 8 points behind after the Dutch Grand Prix before he himself missed 2 races. And Adam was allowed to extend his lead a bit, and then Kobe has closed it down. So we head to Yas Marina, not for the finale, for the first time in 3 years in EXFL. Last time we had Brazil as a finale. It was season 4, 7 seasons ago. That was also a shortened season, with it being only 18 races. Since then, every season has had 22. And then this season is the first ever time we've had 20. So Kobe, slightly ahead with a 0.1 in the first sector to Adam. He's done a 51.999 in the middle. And Adam will be making his way halfway through the lap. So Kobe is about to put his first time on the board. Last 2 weeks, he's made a few mistakes that have cost him pole by the slenderest of margins, 9 thousandths and I believe 14 thousandths. But he comes across the line. A 22.8 is the time to beat for Adam. And we'll see what he's doing in the middle sector split. 51.999 that Kobe did in the middle. Adam has done a 52.2, so he's lacking about 0.3 of a second. Finn, half a second behind. Square Giraffe, only a tenth and a bit behind. He was the one fighting Kobe for the win and pole position last time out. So at the moment, Adam's got a car in between him and Kobe. And yes, with a 4-point lead. And that's wide, and that's invalidated for Adam, unfortunately. So first blood goes to Kobe. Adam will have to come into the pit lane. That lap probably was going to get him third. But at least it's the early stages of qualifying, and he can go again with a more ramped up track. So Yannick, Cookster, Matt set a lap time. Charlie went above them all in 4th at the moment. Still waiting on Birdie. He's done an invalidated lap, 54.4. Dello's on his outlap now, and Grush 53.7 in the middle sector. Grush crosses the line then with a 25.0. So the top guy's heading back into the pit lane now. Matt is coming across the line, I think, to begin another run. I think Cookstill will be doing the same. Yannick's out there. I think he's also doing the same. Found 15 thousandths in the first sector. And Samurai on his return, once again, doing a bit of a slow lap first, and then we'll do an improvement. He'll come across the line. He's done a 23.5 to put himself P4. Williams, like I said, winning the Constructors last week. So Samurai knows he's in the top car, as it seems. And what will he do? Will he run his own race for the final 2 weeks? Will he try and help Kobe? Will he even be able to help Kobe? We will find out. Samurai has demonstrated he is one of the cleanest and nicest guys of the grid. And we'll see just how much he can fight back after missing 3 weeks worth of action. 48 points trailing Adam. And a bit of a shout out to Eggy, who's 51 points behind with 50 points to go. He had to cut his season short, unfortunately, due to connection issues. At one point we did have 5 people in the mix, as that's Yannick going across the line for P6, just in front of Matt, who's gone off. As Adam's now on his outlap, so he's going to go for a second run. And hopefully, he's coming up to the corner, he invalidated that. He won't do that again. Delo's currently on a run. First ever podium in Tier 2 last week for Delo after 34 attempts. He comes around the final corner and he's building up his speed and slides out the final corner, comes across the line. He goes P5 in that Ferrari. Right behind him then, Adam, championship leader, and on the back foot slightly into turn 1 then. It's a tricky little turn 1 with the curb and trying to keep it valid while trying to maximise all your efforts, and sparks flying through turns 2 and 3. Hugs the inside curb, shaving off those few thousandths, finishes the first sector split, and it's actually slower than his first attempt with a 17.3 compared to his 0.2. Goes through turn 5 very nicely though, will blast his battery, open the DRS and make his way down the second straight, trying to grab a little bit of toe from Delo in front, who now gets out the way. Heavy braking then to this chicane that connects the 2 straights, not quite hitting the apex, and hits the second one at least to get on the power. Seems like Adam's struggling a little bit, but he carries on, keeping close to the left. 51.999 Kobe set, 52.2, so he's back up where he really was on his first run. So this is good stuff from Adam so far. This will still put him third unless he has got higher downforce, which will make the last sector the best for him. The McLaren getting out of his way, and this time round he'll remember what he did last time of not going too wide, and that's perfect from the Haas. 2 corners to go then. This one easy flat, final corner coming up. The Red Bull ahead of him, just pitting, and Adam will cross the line. It's going to be a 1 minute 22.813, and he has got the high downforce to snatch pole position away from Kobe by 37 thousandths. Game on for the leading protagonists of the World Championship. Kobe, though, once again going quicker. He's found a 10th in the first sector, really chucking the car in on the entry, really nearly losing it on the exit. Goes the Williams, keeping over to the right as he makes his way down the straight. He's got a Sauber in front of him who shouldn't be too much bother. Heavy braking then for the Williams. 5 poles this season for Kobe, 2 poles this season for Adam, and they have come in the last 5 races. 6 wins for Kobe this season, 4 wins for Adam this season, 6 for Adam overall. They're level on wins in their Tier 2 career. Kobe's lost a slight bit of time, 57 thousandths at the moment. He would take pole by 200ths, but this is where Adam has been mighty. How much is Kobe willing to go for it? We'll find out with 4 corners left for the Williams. But it's so important he keeps it within the confines of the racetrack, right up to the line nearly, as he's got 2 corners left. Can he snatch back provisional pole from his title rival? Round the final corner comes the Williams, up to the line. Is it pole position? Yes, it is. He found a lot of time in the last sector to go nearly a quarter of a second ahead of Adam. So Kobe fights back and he delivers. And Square Giraffe nearly retakes pole as well. Gets within half a tenth of Kobe. So Square Giraffe, a big name in between the fight between Adam and Kobe. And he puts himself back up into second. The Williams versus McLaren versus the Haas at the moment. And don't discount Whoa, the two Alpines of Finn and Birdie. Well, Finn went off there, but Birdie's the only one not set a time, and he's in the pit lane. So Birdie will only have one run. One of the stars of this season. Constantly getting top 4 finishers now. It seems like Birdie, Finn, Kobe and Adam, as of late, have been the top guys mainly. But there's still names like Square Giraffe and Dello, and obviously Samurai returning now to put their hat in the ring. And yeah, Adam knows where those 2 and a bit tenths are. It looks like the first sector, at least turn 1, he took a little cautiously, but it's all in the middle sector really. He needs to get the apex hit at the chicane connecting the 2 straights, as that was Matt going up to P7, slightly behind Dello. Right, Samurai finishes the middle sector split then with a 52.7, up slightly by a tenth, but he's going to need to find another 3 more if he wants to get any higher than 5th. Samurai, who's all but really confirmed 3rd in the standings now. And for his first season in Tier 2, that is a great achievement. And to be Constructors Champions as well, as that was really close to the limit on the white line. That seems to be catching people out nearly. So around the final corner then, how much has he improved? Will he stay 5th? He does. He's found just over a tenth and a half. With 6 minutes to go, that's a third of the session left after doing 2 runs for the majority of drivers. Charlie's up in 8th, the 2 Red Bulls, 9th and 10th. Garoosh, he's going for a slow lap. Cookster, might be on a lap. But yeah, do they come out for their 3rd run now? Do they wait a few minutes for the track to be at its peak of grip? We'll find out. Dello's out there, middle sector split, 67 thousandths down for number 67. But he pushes on. He's still going to need to find 0.3 of a second to see himself higher than 6th. You can tell these 2 are giving it their all. And then there's Square Giraffe as well, who's exiting the pits now, to be fair. So he's going out early. What about Birdie? Is he getting a run in early? No, not quite. 5 minutes to go then on the clock for the penultimate session of Season 11 in Tier 2. There's Square Giraffe then exiting. And Dello didn't improve. He invalidated. And that's Cooks across the 9. He goes up to 8th with a half a second improvement nearly. So demotes Charlie and Garoosh down a place. It looks like Bluey will not be joining because he's just not active. There we go. There's Birdie exiting the pit lane, making sure he doesn't repeat what he did at the start of the session. And it does look like it's going to be one of these 3 to take pole. Looks like Finn and Samurai and Birdie and whatnot may just lack a few tenths. But yeah, wouldn't that be something if Square Giraffe put it on pole? If he went on to win the race, that would make every other point lower than 1st so much more crucial between Adam and Kobe. Because if Square Giraffe wins the race, Kobe's 2nd and Adam's 3rd, we head into the final race 1 point between Adam and Kobe. That would be insane. But if Kobe was to win, if it was to be like how it is now, then Kobe would lead by 6 points ahead of Adam, and we would still have a winner-takes-all situation. If Kobe and Adam were to be 1-2, it could either flick 3 points Kobe's way, or, for Adam's sake, it could flick up to 11 points Adam's way. At the moment, it's advantage Kobe, but Square Giraffe is the dark horse in all this. He is fighting for, I think, 6th in the standings. There's a big fight from 6th all the way down to 11th. Square Giraffe, though, down by nearly a tenth in the first sector. But it is the shortest one, so he can still find that time. As he'll blast his battery on the 2nd straight of the lap. Probably the longest one. Definitely the straightest one. Heavy braking then, as we look on board with the front wing. Gets the apex very nicely indeed. And with the 2nd slight slide on the exit, which is going to hurt his momentum with the DRS all the way down to the end of the 2nd sector before he enters the technical corners of turn 9 onwards. Middle sector split then, and he's found a little bit of time, but he's still down 43 thousandths on top of the 45 thousandths he has to find to Kobe. So he needs to find pretty much a tenth in this last sector if he wants to snatch pole position away from Kobe. He did it last week by 14 thousandths. Can he do it this time round? Square Giraffe, who's had 2 poles to his name since he joined EXFL Tier 2 at the halfway stage of the season, comes around the final corner. Has he done enough to snatch back pole position? Yes, he has! He's found the 10th and a bit more to be half a tenth clear of Kobe. A 22.514 is the time Kobe and Adam now have to beat. Adam ahead of Kobe on track. And I believe that's Birdie on his lap in the middle, 52.9. I believe that's a whole second off what Kobe was doing. But that could put Birdie up to maybe P6. His best qualifying ever was P3, I believe in Belgium this season, where he spun on the opening lap into Les Comps. As Adam will be coming around the final couple corners to begin his last run. A minute 30 left on the clock. He should be able to start his run without having to move out the way for Birdie. So around the final corner comes the Alpine. Adam just ahead, starting his final run. Birdie crosses the line. It's P9, unfortunately, for the Alpine. So this is it. Adam knows it's all on the line here. He's got to find 3 tenths if he wants a third pole position. He's got to find 2.5 if he wants to beat Kobe and hope that Kobe himself doesn't improve. Adam with a 17.1. There's the sector he's been looking for in the first. Now we see what Kobe can do. Can he improve on his 0? It's 4 thousandths down. He's practically level with what he's been doing. These two giving it all. And this is why they are the two fighting for the World Championship. They're fighting for pole position at the moment. Adam, heavy braking. Didn't quite catch the apex, apologies, but he's got the apex right there on the power. Goes the Haas then to finish the middle sector split. Up by 1/10.5. Has he found any more time? It's looked clean. It's looked good so far. Middle sector split. Lost a slight bit of time, but he's still up. But it's not by enough. Kobe, 4 thousandths down in the first sector. Has he found enough in the middle? Yes, he has, but he needs to find a couple more hundredths to snatch back pole position. Adam, through the final couple corners then, knows he has to give it absolutely everything, and he's going to be really close to that white line. 2 corners to go then for the championship protagonists. Here we go then. Adam round the final corner. Doesn't quite hug the apex. Will cross the line. Will he stay third? Yes, he will. He only improved slightly. So it's only third for the championship leader. Kobe, is it second or is it a 6th pole of the season for Kobe? Crosses the line. He does take it by the exact margin Square Giraffe had over him. Kobe's on pole then for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Adam can only hold third. And will it be third? Because there are quicker drivers behind. Fitting only up by 8 thousandths in the first, 33 thousandths in the middle. Samurai, he's down by about 4 tenths on his teammate after the first sector alone. At the moment, Adam should hold on to third because there was a big gap behind. And that's Cookster, Birdie, Grush and Charlie done. Yannick's down by half a second. He might start last at this rate. Dello's only up by small margins, as is Finn. Matt went 5th, being 9 tenths off the pace. Samurai should be able to go just ahead of him. So yeah, I think that's our grid as Finn goes wide, so he'll stay 4th. And yeah, I think the only change will be Samurai going up maybe 1 or 2 places. We'll see what he can do. 3 weeks out of action, he's back in Abu Dhabi. And he crosses the line, and he does go P5. And Dello will be the last one then, crosses the line. He goes ahead of Matt as well, just for P6. So, Kobe is on pole then. He did what he couldn't do in the last 2 weeks, 3rd time lucky. And boy, is that an important pole position for the Williams driver. And crucially, there's a driver in between the top 2 in the World Championship. So Adam P3, Square Giraffe 2nd, Kobe on pole. For Adam's sake, he probably should have just crossed the line there. The session would have been over. Now we have to wait for him to be reeled in. And then it will disappear. So wait about half a minute and yeah. Yeah, 6th pole of the season for Kobe. More than any other driver now. He was level with Evan on 5 each. But considering Evan, I think he had a wheel issue a couple of weeks ago. That's why you haven't seen him in the last few weeks. So Kobe should end the season on the most poles of anyone. And the most wins of anyone, to be fair, on 6. Compared to Adam's 4. I think Evans got 5. Or 4, no, probably 4, something like that. Either way, Kobe's got the most poles and wins this season. Adam still has the most podiums, making him slightly more consistent. Remember, this is round 19. Of the first 18 races, Kobe and Adam have both either missed or retired a third of the season. But every other race has been a first, second, or a third, or a 7th in Adam's case for Baku. They have been incredibly consistent, and both have shown time and time again why they deserve this championship. Adam has delivered some incredible drives like Imola and Hungary, where he was spun or he was at the back, and he managed to, with last lap overtakes in both cases, win the race. Kobe has showed incredible pace to win all his races from first or second, because that's all he ever seems to be in at the moment. There have been a few thirds, like mistakes in Britain with the spin and coming through the field in Singapore when both Adam and Kobe both got drive-throughs. It's been a title fight for the ages. This has been one of the best ones we've seen in the history of Tier 2 and EXFL in general. And yeah, we still have 2 races left to end this chapter and see who goes into the final race leading. Like I said, Kobe has never led the World Championship. If it finishes how it does now, he will. Adam, who's led the championship for I think 5 races now, he'll be hoping for a little bit of luck maybe. Texas was a big one for him, obviously finishing second to Kobe, but Kobe got that 3-second time penalty, which swapped them around. They had an incredible fight there 2 weeks ago in Texas. We'll see what happens in Abu Dhabi. Might come down to strategy. It should be a one-stop. Simple, medium, hard, hard, medium, depending how you go. Square Giraffe, he's definitely going to be involved in the fight. But he's clean. He'll hopefully be fighting along with them. And he could be the biggest decider between Adam and Kobe. As the final setup changes, fuel loads and tyre decisions get made. And we'll hear those ticking noises in a few seconds to gear us down for the start of the formation lap. And we'll see what everyone else behind also starts on. I'm sure Birdie will be trying to make his way through the pack down in 9th. Samurai, I don't assume there'll be any communication between Kobe and Samurai because there hasn't been any this season. So it looks like they'll drive their own race. They're both capable of knowing what they can do. And yeah, the tension has been rising. The hype has been building. And this is where all the talking stops. And they deliver with their driving. It's a very long waiting period at the moment. I mean, everyone on mediums, Dello and Yannick on the hards. So we've got 5 people, then a hard runner, and another 5 people, and then another hard runner. Is this just a classic case of no one wants to ready up or something? We don't have any rules in place. You don't have to wait 2 minutes or something before readying up. There we go. Right, formation lap time. We didn't even see the one light go off there, but the formation lap's underway then. And Adam just a bit delayed there. Let's Finn ahead of him. Gets back in front now. So, let's have a look. So it was the same, besides Birdie. Last second, changing to the hard compound tyres, deciding to go long into the race. Same with Yannick, same with Dello. We haven't had that many safety cars in recent races, so any strategy could work on paper. Grush somehow disqualified on his own. Maybe he hit an AI car. Either way, he's now starting on the grid. Well, he's starting disqualified on the grid. So Kobe then knows what he needs to do, like he's done quite a lot of times this season. Pull away, get a gap, never look back, win the race. That's what he's done in Italy. That's what he's done in Mexico, kind of. Well, at least in the first stint. And yeah, Saudi a bit as well. Obviously with trailers getting made, I've had a bit of a relook through the season. And yeah, Saudi and Texas were the main 2 races where Adam and Kobe fought over a win. And Abu Dhabi, we've seen a lot of drama, potential controversy, and mega moments in the last however many years where we've come here treating it as the finale. Well, it's the dress rehearsal. It's the penultimate race to set the stage for Brazil. A proper finale. And Adam knows he needs to get a good start. But even though a lot of the times this season where he's had a bad start, and we're talking he's at the back, every time without fail he's managed to come back to a higher position. Relatively not always finished there, like Italy and Baku, but most of the time it's been a great comeback drive. So we know Adam is strong in that area, and we know Kobe is strong where he's starting. So here we go then. Just waiting for the final few to line up. There we go with birdie, and we will get round 19 out of 20, the penultimate race of Tier 2 Season 11 underway. Here come the lights then. It's the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Kobe versus Adam heading into the final race. It's lights out, and away we go. Kobe versus Square Giraffe then off the line. Adam in third. Looks like he's not going to get ahead of the McLaren. He's under pressure from the Alpine behind him, but the top three keep how they are. Then Finn, then Samurai, then Dello. Looks like the top 7 have stayed how they are, as that's Birdie dropping down to last in the background. So it's Kobe leading out 3/10 ahead of Square Giraffe, 4/10 ahead of Adam, and then the 4 behind him very close, nose to tail. But so far so good for the top 8, as that's the 2 Red Bulls under pressure from Yannick, getting his elbows out round the outside of Grush to get up into the top 10. Here comes Square Giraffe then in the slipstream, pulls to the left and will stay behind Kobe for now. And yeah, all seems to be well and good. No sorts of overtakes for the top 8, but Cookster's getting his elbows out, trying to fight with Charlie now for P8. Charlie leaves the space. Yannick fighting away with Grush there, and Birdie right behind. So it's crucial for Square Giraffe and Adam's race to stick within a second of Kobe, as they're trying to pull away from Finn, and who's got Dello under pressure. Big swaps as Cookster gets ahead of Charlie, and Yannick stays ahead of Grush. So Cookster making up the moves on the opening lap of the race. Charlie right behind him. Will he go for the move to the inside? He'll try. Cookster will no, leave him the space, but stay ahead anyway. So at the moment, Kobe will cross the line with about a 7th, 10th margin to Square Giraffe. Biggest gainer at the moment, you'd assume. Yeah, it's Charlie and Yannick up 2 places. Biggest loser at the moment, Birdie, who's dropped from 9th to relatively last place. Obviously being on those hard compound tyres. There we go, right. So, lap 2 of 29 then, and it's a DRS train all the way down to P7. Who's going to break in between? You'd assume maybe the top 3 will pull away, but it is Finn, to be fair, and Finn's got some pace. And we'll see how much Square Giraffe is going to push. Kobe has been using all his battery, whereas Square Giraffe has still a bit more. And Adam has got a similar level to the McLaren. So Kobe under pressure then, it seems. He tried to pull away in the first lap using all his battery. It didn't work. Now he's got to pay the price of checking his mirrors quite a bit more than he'd want to. But he's got a good gap to Square Giraffe, who's not blasting all his battery. And yeah, Kobe knows he can save some heading into this final sector. Probably the least amount of overtakes of any race we've seen so far on the opening lap. For the top 7 anyway. I don't think there was a single overtake, actually. Charlie gets back ahead of Cookster, and looks like Dello has already left the top 5 then, with Matt right behind him. Samurai sticking close to Finn, who's still on Adam with Square Giraffe, and there is Kobe saving some battery. But while he saves, Square Giraffe and Adam save even more. Finn with slightly less, Samurai with plenty. Oh, that's probably going to be a warning for the Williams. But we always know Samurai's great at saving battery. And fastest lap for Adam then, slightly quicker than Kobe and Square Giraffe, as they stick within a second of one another. It's all about who decides to pounce when and where, and if they catch anyone napping. And it should be a 1-stop, so this pit stop could be incredibly crucial if anyone tries an undercut, an overcut. But at the moment, we have our order. Kobe, still with not much battery, and Square Giraffe is blasting, but stops. And Adam can see the 2 ahead flashing. Adam himself nearly out of battery. Finn is out of battery. And Samurai is still looking pretty good. Dello 8/10 clear of Matt. Charlie and Cookster fighting once again. Brilliant little fight between the Red Bull and the Sauber as Cookster gets in front. And now is Square Giraffe going to blast? He did stop, then put it back on again. I'm pretty sure if he just kept it on the whole straight, he would be able to overtake Kobe, but then he would be in a similar position. Charlie comes back at Cookster to the inside. That's Yannick to the inside. Birdie's still down in last. Now he's ahead of Grush. All 5 of these cars separated by about a second here. So a 5-car fight for P8, now led by Charlie, led by Yannick now ahead of Cooks, who's dropping down under pressure from Birdie, who gives him a slight push through the corner. And Grush watching this behind. So 5-car fight for P8 as Charlie loses the car, and a 5-car fight for P1. And in the middle, still got Dello, who's outside of a second now of Matt. So these two are a bit on their own. Further forward, Adam's a bit closer to Square Giraffe. Square Giraffe is closing in 76% to Kobe's 40. So could lap 4 be the first time we see a swap for the top 3? Kobe's got a good exit. Will now blast his battery. So will Square Giraffe. He knows he won't get him this straight. Can't even see the red light flashing yet. Adam 41%. Pretty close, but stays behind for now. They've nearly got Finn out of a second. Now it is a second. The detection point is on the exit of this chicane. You'll see a white line come up. There's the white line. There's Finn, and he's just within a second, half a tenth. Just saved him, considering he's got no battery, and Samurai's used quite a bit as well. And that's Charlie, who's spun around. Eventually, there was going to be a bit of contact at the back. So, yeah, look at Yannick. He's left these guys behind. Grush was down in last. Now he's up to 9th. So a lot of swaps between those guys as Charlie now finds himself at the back, spun around. As Matt back with Dello now, 4 seconds behind the top 5. All nose to tail. And for Adam's sake, he's got a bit of a dilemma. Does he attack Square Giraffe to make it easier for his race and try and get Kobe? Or does he sit behind, hope Square Giraffe attacks Kobe and takes 7 points off the Williams? Because if Adam gets Square Giraffe but can't get Kobe, it's a worse scenario than if Square Giraffe gets Kobe himself. Because Adam would still lead the championship by a point if Kobe was to finish second. Then if Adam himself was to finish second, he would lose 7, and Kobe would head into the last race 3 points ahead of the Haas. So they're very interesting. There's very interesting tensions at the moment. Interesting decisions to be made. Adam's closing up to the McLaren. That's the closest he's been. 3/10 separate each driver to the next. Kobe's got a good exit there. Square Giraffe's gone slightly deep, but Adam doesn't decide to press on. Birdie is, though, making the move on Cookster. Or maybe just holding off. But he's still in 10th, and he's got a way to go from the leaders. And there's Samurai making the move on Finn. So the first overtake in the top 5, but those two have now lost DRS to the top 3, who are going to pull away. Dello fighting away with Matt, holding on to P6. So Samurai has been leading up to that overtake for a while now, and now he's up in a 4th, ahead of the Alpine, but that frees up the top 3 now. Lap 5, if anyone was to pit now, they would certainly be doing a 2-stop. See Square Giraffe closer to Kobe than Adam. 50%, 50%, 10%. But Kobe's got the straight line speed, it seems. Seems like Adam's running slightly more wing, as he's a bit better in the last sector. And through these corners, it's going to get certainly more hard on the tyres to get the traction down. And at any moment, they could come a cropper and lose the car if they get on the curb or touch a white line in the wrong way. Look at that, Birdie taking a lot of curb as he sets his eyes on Grush to try and make his next move. As Finn trying to come back at Samurai. The top 3 still far apart from one another for a move. Look in the background, Finn gaining on Samurai. Will he go to the inside? Is he close enough? Not at the moment. Yannick closing up to this little fight with Matt and Dello. That's Birdie getting past Grush up into P9, and he's going to close up to these 3 soon as well. That's Square Giraffe really close to Kobe. That's Square Giraffe taking the lead away from Kobe into turn 9 on lap 6. We've been waiting, and once again, for the second time really in the last 3 weeks, it's lap 6 where second place and the leader swap. 2 weeks ago it was Texas between Adam and Kobe. 2 weeks later it's in Abu Dhabi, it's Square Giraffe and Kobe. So now Adam sees his championship rival right in front of him as Square Giraffe takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and Kobe has less battery and Adam has double his battery. So are we going to see the top 2 fight, or is Adam just going to stay behind for now and see what unfolds? These are crucial moments. These are crucial laps in this bid for the World Championship. And I'm going to try and keep my eye on this mostly, but there are fights behind that are very interesting as well. Kobe gets so close on the exit, well, mid-apex there, but runs wide. That allows Square Giraffe to just stay in front. And look at that, Kobe's less than 10%. Adam can see it. Whoa. Oh, what happened there? Adam's now ahead of Kobe. Was there a bit of lag? Either way, the top two in the World Championship have swapped, and we didn't really even see it. As Charlie's out in the pit lane, is Kobe going to fight back at Adam? Will Adam let him go? It looks like he is. Great sportsmanship from Adam to let Kobe back through when there's a championship on the line. Finn overtakes Samurai in a normal way. And yeah, that was similar to what we saw with Eggy earlier in the season. It looked like Kobe just lagged back behind Adam. And that is so sportsmanlike of Adam to let Kobe back through. They haven't lost too much time. And I mean, it's dangerously close to being outside of a second between Square Giraffe and Kobe. In fact, I think it is now going to be a second as we start lap 8. And yeah, there it is. Remember, these are friends after all, as much as they are rivals. But with Kobe not having DRS, he's going to have to blast down here to maybe gain a 10th back. Or he's going to come under pressure from Adam, who wants to do this properly on track. They've only really had one coming together this season, and it was when Adam lost the car in Hungary and Kobe got collected. So it wasn't really even meant to be between them two. But here we go then. Kobe, 25%. Adam's got 3 times more battery, as Finn has nearly got Samurai out of a second. He can see Kobe in front flashing, but Kobe's trying to get back within a second of Square Giraffe, who himself has got 5%. Adam is right behind Kobe here. Goes a little deep though, and that will help Kobe, who is back within a second of the McLaren. So let's look further back then. Dello, Yannick, Birdie, Matt, who's dropped down a 9th now, as Birdie and Yannick have both overtaken him. As it looks to the front that there's not going to be any swaps. Nope. Cookster on his own, Grush on his own. Matt now behind Birdie, who's trying to overtake Yannick, and that looks like a pretty easy move. So Birdie's making moves up to 7th now. He eyes Dello 2 seconds in front for 6th. Then he's got a job to do to gain down Samurai and Finn. Top 3, nose to tail then. That's a pretty decent job from Kobe this lap to get back within a second of Square Giraffe, trying to save his tyres. And do any of the top 3 pit on lap 8? No. I'd say that's probably too early. But lap 9 now, anyone could pit probably. And maybe just take their tyres to the end. It's going to be a struggle, but this is where the pit stop window opens. And that's probably a warning for Dello. Yep, no one coming into the pits then. No one going really early. So it looks like, even though Tier 2 tend to like the 2-stop, it seems like everyone's looking for more 1-stop. We'll see after this lap, because there could still be, you know, 10 laps for hard, or medium hard and whatnot. Kobe, a second, doesn't have DRS, but Adam is nearly a second behind himself. But you're just going to see how much time he gains, considering he has battery, Kobe doesn't. He has DRS, and Kobe doesn't either. He gains about 3/10. Once again, Kobe's going to have the helping hand of DRS to Square Giraffe. Seems like it's difficult for the McLaren to push there. He's trying to break the toe as Kobe tried to overtake him last lap. This time he does go to the inside, and Kobe momentarily gets in a first. Square Giraffe hangs it round the outside. The top 2 fight while Adam watches, and Square Giraffe just holds on to the lead round the outside at turn 9. Brilliant stuff between them. And Adam, with a front row seat to this, he knows he's got the most to lose, being in the World Championship lead. And Finn still has Samurai right behind him. And Birdie, 1.6 now, is there. Is Kobe into the pit lane. So Kobe's the first to blink, as he has to make sure to slow it down. Yep, easy. And he will pit for the hard compound tyres. It did not give him that glitch where you enter the pit lane and get a warning, which is good. I mean, Kobe's pretty good at not getting warnings anyway. But yeah, we have a yellow. Oh, no! That's Adam! The championship leader has spun! And he's got wing damage! And that could be very detrimental in the context of the championship. His rival's just gone into the pit lane. And he's exited. And you'll see the Haas end plate to his left. Adam's made a mistake I was talking about. Turns 2 and 3. It gets a bit too much at times on older tyres. And Adam has just thrown a lot of time away. And that could throw away the World Championship lead he has. At the moment, Birdie stays behind, but he'll know Adam has wing damage, so he can probably overtake him here. How much time has Adam lost? Roughly about 10 seconds of time. And that's Samurai overtaking Finn, and Samurai and Finn come together as well. Finn spins round. Delo's up to third. And that's close between the two Alpines and Adam. We saw that in Texas when Adam tried to thread the needle. This time round, he's lost the place to Birdie. And yeah, Finn, thank goodness he ghosted. But Adam is certainly going to pit now, and that has freed up Square Giraffe to easily, you'd think, take the win. And we'll have to rewatch what happened between Samurai and Finn, but that's freed up Samurai. Samurai now, I think, has got the glitch into the pit lane. Adam will head in to change his front wing. Hopefully he's got it selected, and there's surely enough damage that the game will do it anyway. And there's Kobe already overtaking Adam. And it'll be interesting to see if Kobe has undercut Square Giraffe as well. Chaos before lap 11 has begun of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Adam went through 2 and 3, lost the car into the wall. I guess the good news is he's still in the race. It could have been so much worse. So Adam changes his wing. He's down in last. While Kobe is ahead of Square Giraffe by 1.7 seconds. He got a mega undercut, and now he's got DRS on Grush. Pulls to the left, and Kobe will fly past him. Kobe, who has not led the World Championship all season at the moment, is in World Championship taking position for the lead. And Adam, before the race, he didn't look the most confident. After quali, with a P3, would have probably got him down a little, and now he's really got to deliver quite a drive. His rear right looks punctured for some reason on that straight. Don't know if that's just me. But yeah, let's look at tyres. So yeah, Delo, Birdie and Yannick, the three who started on the hards, are 1, 2 and 3 at the moment, as Finn got spun round with Samurai. I really can't say if Samurai turned in on Finn, or Finn just didn't turn too late. Either way, you can see how much the Alpine is struggling, and you can see how quickly Kobe's gaining on the Alpine, who very lately goes into the pit lane there, but he does. And that's Square Giraffe closing up to Grush. Will he try and get him on the start-finish straight? He will. So he'll go around the outside. It doesn't look like Grush is going to fight it. And Square Giraffe is up ahead. 3 seconds now behind. And that's a warning probably for the McLaren as well. So it's all going well for Kobe at the moment. Adam, who, like I said, when they were lining up on the grid, has delivered some amazing comeback drives. This has got to be his best drive yet. But he's only got 17 laps. That is a hit into the wall. I heard that from Finn on the pit lane exit. It's going to be close between him and Adam. Finn should be ahead, and Kobe gets ahead of Yannick, as that's Birdie. Closing up to Delo, goes over the curb. Birdie needs to get the exit, and he should be able to take the lead. These two now fighting for position. Birdie, who was 2 seconds behind Delo when he overtook Yannick a few laps ago, is blasting all his battery in the slipstream of Delo, who goes defensive. Birdie's going to have to go around the outside. The Ferrari versus the Alpine, and Birdie can't quite get him around the outside, and tries a little look to the inside, but can't quite do it at the moment. Kobe, who once again has made his pit stop and sees an Alpine in front of him who hasn't pitted yet. And for this time round, he knows he can afford quite a bit of time to lose, because Square Giraffe is falling ever further behind now. Because he knows these guys ahead aren't going to pit for quite a few laps still. So he's got to pick his moments right. If Birdie can get past Delo like that, then it should be easy. Delo's lost the car. Now he's lost a bit of wing, and that makes Kobe and Birdie's job a little easier. And unfortunately for Delo, he has spun and lost his right end plate. And Kobe should be able to take the lead now, because Birdie doesn't have DRS. All happening in this race. So Adam is behind Finn, who got spun. So if Adam can muster a podium, that would be quite a comeback drive. But it depends, because at the moment, Kobe would be gaining 10 points minimum. Here comes Kobe with barely any battery left. Birdie's got plenty. And Square Giraffe has overtaken Yannick, so Kobe just stays behind for now. Birdie getting on the power. But he's got so much older tyres compared to Kobe, but he's got so much more battery than Kobe. But Kobe has the DRS to gain in the slipstream. Yannick gets a 3-second time penalty. And Birdie goes defensive, and Kobe will stay behind for now. Slightly tags the back of the Alpine, who's holding him up. I think Kobe got away with damage there. Kobe knows he doesn't have to fight him, but he's still going for it. And Birdie getting his elbows out like he's allowed to. And Kobe nearly takes Birdie out there. And Birdie backing him up. And that's allowing Square Giraffe to close up for Adam's sake. He'll be rooting Birdie... he'll be rooting Birdie on. As Birdie will still be staying out on those hards. It's only lap 13. We're not even halfway done yet. This is really helping Square Giraffe close up. This is reminiscent of what happened a few years ago in real life. I can understand why Kobe's desperate to overtake the Alpine, but he's got to do it in a clean way that doesn't also affect him. He knows he's in championship leading contention at the moment. The DRS activation bit is there. Well, detection bit is there. And you can see, Kobe right behind Birdie. You can see Square Giraffe in the background now. Kobe needs to get past the Alpine here. And it looks like he will have the momentum. He dummies Birdie, who moves again. He's doing what he did the other race. So Birdie stays behind, goes to the inside, wants to cause chaos. Kobe sees the chaos and can't quite get him. And Birdie's self-inflicted his own race. That's all on him. Surely commanded by who he's with in the moment. But yeah, Birdie tried to cause some chaos. And yeah, that's what you get when you can't do it properly. So Kobe gets ahead. 1 second now ahead of Square Giraffe, and he can get on down the road. That was way too close to 2021. Finn now with a penalty. That will help Adam's chances. But yeah, has everyone made a pit stop? I'd assume not. We'll see. So Adam's got 3 people ahead of him who are yet to make pit stops. They'll be on the quicker mediums by the end. I can just picture Birdie's driving with Dan next to him saying, yeah, cause some chaos, hit him, take him out and all that. Well, it's wrong, but I guess they find it funny. Anyway, that has allowed Square Giraffe to close up to a second to Kobe. So now we have another fight for the lead. Second week in a row then, it's going to be Square Giraffe versus Kobe. Adam has got to make his way back through the fight as he sees Finn and Matt ahead. Delo's in then, and he's only now just fixing his wing. So for Adam's sake, he's got to hope and pray that Square Giraffe wins this race and not Kobe to take 7 points off the Williams. He's not close enough at the moment. Kobe's blasting his battery. Birdie now 3 seconds behind. So yeah, he went for it here. Kobe was very smart, avoided him, switchbacked him, and then Birdie just desperately sent it and spun himself off the Williams. He was nowhere near far enough alongside. But, well, at least he's still the leading hard runner of those who started. Yannick is 5 seconds behind, and Delo had to fix his wing. Finn's trying to get past Matt after his spin. Looks like, whoa, he's caught him way too quickly on the exit there. And that's actually helped Matt's momentum as Adam is getting held up here because he sees Samurai 8 seconds down the road. That's going to be a really tall order to get past him, even with the 3 second time penalty. There goes Finn. There goes Matt. Slightly wide. There's Adam, who can maybe capitalise on getting the Mercedes, who doesn't fight it. So Finn and Adam both get ahead of Matt. As yeah, Matt nearly lost the car going really wide there on the tyre marbles. So that allows Adam to get ahead of Finn, who will be beating him at the moment with the 3 second. Can they catch Samurai, who will be on his own soon when Yannick pits, with a 3 second as well? And that will put him up into net. At the moment, I think Adam's net 5th. Finn is net 4th. Samurai's net 3rd. Of course, these two still had an incident, so if one of them's at fault with a penalty, that could help Adam as well. But we'll find that out in a few days' time, probably. Anyway, well, we'll find that out after the race, but it'll be decided probably in a few days. Kobe versus Square Giraffe. Square Giraffe looks closer, and he's got plenty more battery. Birdie losing about 2 seconds a lap nearly. Is this Square Giraffe? Oh my God! Overtakes galore. Samurai on Yannick. Finn fighting away with Adam before they even start the straight. They're wheel to wheel, and now we look to the leaders. Is Square Giraffe close enough to launch an attack on Kobe? He's going for it to the inside. The top two really close, and Kobe now does what Square Giraffe did a few laps ago. Hangs it round the outside, stays in the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We look further back. Samurai clear of Yannick. Adam now ahead of Finn, but Finn has got the DRS, has got the battery, and will fight back away with Adam to retake the place on the Haas. And what do these two do? Do they work together to try and hunt down Samurai, or is Finn just going to hold his own against Adam? Lap 17 we're about to start, so I'd say this is the lap where hard runners can now begin to pit for mediums. Delo pitted way too early. His tyres are going to be in an awful state by the end. Then the two Red Bulls And yeah, Adam at the moment only got himself to blame with the wing damage and the spin. That could really be a big moment in the World Championship. That could cost him the World Championship. We never know. And when I said in the past we've seen controversy, if Birdie took Kobe out, that would have just been so bad. But Birdie has still helped Adam, because here comes Square Giraffe closing up to Kobe and retakes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Holds his line. Kobe's now going to go for the switchback. 16%, 50%. Will he be close enough? He's got a good exit, but he's not got any battery, but he's got DRS. Will he fight away with Square Giraffe heading into turn 9 again? Square Giraffe goes to the inside. Kobe's going to have to go to the outside. Wheel-to-wheel stuff between the top two. This time they do make contact. Square Giraffe has to correct his car slightly. Kobe round the outside retakes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. They're getting their elbows out. Gloves are coming off. And yeah, that was just about okay. So good racing from the two. And yeah, Kobe committed. He knows he's not really got much to lose, as heading in he was behind. And at the moment he is going to be ahead. Yeah, 7 seconds to Samurai. He's a bit on his own now, but he's got a big gap. As that's Grush and Yannick fighting away. Oh, that's close. Grush trying to do what Kobe did. Yannick blasting his battery really close to connecting there. Grush to the inside. And it looks like he'll have the place on the RB. Still waiting for Birdie to pit. 18 laps in now. This should be the lap. Either that or next. So yeah, as far as I can see, Yannick and Dello have pitted quite early in the context there. Here comes Square Giraffe. Is he staying behind this time on Kobe? Looks so. What's his plan? Does he try and overtake him heading into turn 9, pull away, pull a gap? Or try to at least. Breathing down the neck of that Williams. Now he's going to blast. Kobe doesn't really have any defense besides his straight line speed. He'll obviously go to the left. And Square Giraffe this time round should get the move. And he does. Make sure to get the power on. And Square Giraffe retakes the lead then. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh wait, bear with me. There we go, right. So, Adam is, wow, he's 19 seconds off the lead. When he would have been only like 1.5 or something. So that just shows he's lost 10 seconds from the spin and a further nearly 10 from, I guess, just not having the pace to be on his own, fighting away with Finn. No offense to Finn, but yeah. That's Yannick getting back ahead of Grush. Birdie in. Yeah, that's probably the lap you would have thought he would pit anyway. So, mediums go on then. And he'll be trying to hunt down Adam now, it seems. It'll be close between him and Matt as well. It seems like Matt will be ahead. As he exits the pit lane, make sure he doesn't do what he did in quali. Very good. And look at that. Square Giraffe has done what I thought he may have tried. Got ahead. Pulled a second. And this is going to be close. 1.1. And look at that. Square Giraffe is fully a second ahead of Kobe. And they both don't have battery. But you can see Kobe has lower wings. Because he's taken 2/10 out of Square Giraffe on this straight. So now Square Giraffe needs to push in the high downforce required corners. To get that gap even higher. Is Adam close enough to overtake Finn? They are gaining, to be fair, on Samurai. And in terms of tyre life, well, it's relatively the same. There's no offset. Adam to the inside of Finn. Leaves the door open. That could have been so close to Finn tagging Adam. And Adam loses the car and goes wide. And Adam nearly spins again. Oh, that could have been so bad. Adam could have tagged his rear tyre there and spun. But he went into his side pod slightly. Yannick fighting away with Grush again to stay in front. Birdie, he's got about 7 seconds to gain on Adam, who's now lost DRS to Finn. And Kobe has now lost DRS to Square Giraffe fully. 1.7 seconds now. So it looks like Square Giraffe is quicker in this second stint. Will Kobe back off, attack him again later in the race? Square Giraffe obviously with a 1 lap fresher tyre offset. Matt's in, what is that, for a second time? Yeah, so he's doing the 2-stop. Okay. Frees up Birdie. 7 seconds to gain on Adam. Who, oh, that's very, it was 1 second on the dot. So if he has got DRS, which he has, Fair enough. Loses the car slightly. Kobe gaining. Looks like he's got a good exit. Barely any battery, but, I mean, look at the square drive. He's on 0. But if he keeps going at this pace, as much as it'll go down here, it should go up by about half a second after they cross the line. So for Adam's sake, it's not all doom and gloom. He'll be 4th at the moment. And Kobe will be 2nd, meaning Adam, who went in today with a 4-point lead, will be 2 points behind Kobe. And if he manages to get within 3 seconds of Samurai, instead of being 2 points behind Kobe, he'll be 1 point ahead of Kobe. So even with a spin, a damaged front wing, he could have been out of the race for all we know. I really hope he's clipped that and we get to see his onboard. But Adam knows he doesn't have to take too many risks now. The only risk would maybe be birdie closing up, but those mediums are still going to be kind of iffy by the end. So we'll see if birdie closes up. Oh, Kobe's in again! Kobe's deciding to pit for a 2nd time. And now he's going to be behind his championship rival. I didn't see that coming. Wow. So they are going for a 2-stop. Looks like... Well, this... Oh, God, birdie. That is a line and a half. So Kobe comes out right behind his championship rival. And we are going to see more on-track fighting between them. Because Kobe... He actually doesn't have much to lose. He should be able to clear Adam and Finn, be well within 3 seconds of Samurai, because he's his teammate. He'll practically let him go. He'll practically catch him anyway. So Kobe's not got much to lose here. Is that going to catch Square Giraffe napping? And now we see the top 2 in the championship really close to one another. Finn said before the race he wants front row seats. He's ahead of both of them at the moment. Here comes Kobe then. They're all blasting the battery. Adam wants to fight Finn. Kobe wants to fight Adam. Adam round the outside of Finn. Gets the move done. And Kobe with his new tyres should be able to hold on his own against Finn round the outside. And he does do the place even though they banged wheels. And knowing this contact model, that was so close to them both spinning around. So now it's Adam versus Kobe. And Adam's struggling. If they all have to make a 2nd stop, birdie's looking in a good place. And Kobe's right behind Adam. He's really got to watch his braking points because he's on so much better tyres to Adam like that. There's a bit of contact. You can see the sparks. Does Kobe try and move into turn 1? Will he stay behind for DRS? And look at that. Square Giraffe is going to go to the end of the race, it seems, because if he pitted now, he'd be behind Kobe for sure. Adam, remembering what he did on lap 10, I believe. And will Kobe try and move into turn 5? Looks like he's not far enough behind. But surely he'll get him on the straight coming up. And that's just about all they could do. So, Kobe versus Adam. Kobe with 30%, Adam with nothing. The tables have turned. And Kobe pulls well away from his rival. Adam sits in the slipstream. But Kobe has done it. He's ahead. And for Adam's sake, he knows, yeah, I could have held him up. Maybe made him lose time. Maybe he won't catch Samurai by the end. But let's be real. Look at the gap. Kobe will definitely catch Samurai. And considering he's his teammate, I'm sure he won't put up that much of a fight. So, 20 seconds in 7 laps. I don't know if Kobe's going to catch that. Adam nearly pulling away from Finn now. So because Finn and Birdie are teammates, I would say, a bit like Williams, are they going to just let each other go? But what we've seen so far this season is these two love a little bit of a battle. So for Adam's sake, he's going to have to hope the 2 Alpines fight. There's Finn going wide again. And you can see how much Birdie's gaining on these guys now. So, as Kobe sets the fastest lap of the race, do they try and go to the end? When did Adam even pit? Adam pitted lap 11. That is... So he's going to have to go... He's going to have to do what Birdie did. Go 18 laps in. And he's going to have to be really careful on those white lines. He's got Finn out of a second. So Adam's got some good pace at the moment. He's still got another place to try and hunt down of Samurai. What is it? Just under... I think he's within 3 seconds. And we can see up in front the 2 Williams swapping. We knew that was going to come. Not that quickly, though. Kobe's ahead of Samurai then. And what does Samurai do? With the context of Adam and the chasing Alpines. This has been building up all season, this kind of picture. These have been the main people to show their skills. As at the back, we see Matt trying to overtake Cookster. Put it back to that. There we go. Matt's ahead of Cookster. So, Adam is within 3 seconds of Samurai, and that's crucial. Because if it was to finish how it is now, Adam would go into the final race 1 point ahead of Kobe. Wow. But if Birdie overtakes Finn, overtakes Adam, then Kobe would go into the final race 2 points ahead of Adam. Either way, we're looking at a winner-takes-all situation. How much does Adam fight it when Birdie closes up? Because what we've seen in the past few weeks is Birdie's tried something against Kobe time and time again, but he's not really tried anything against Adam. And there's Samurai in anyway, so it doesn't matter. And either way, Birdie knows there's a podium up for grabs here, so he might not even bother with the stakes of the title. He knows there's a podium down the road. And for Adam's sake, he's got to hope those tyres hang on to the end. 5 laps to go after this one. Yannick's up to 6th with his medium. So, I said Tier 2 like a bit of 2 stops. And that is exactly what's happening. Kobe was 19 seconds behind at 16.5. I really don't think he'll gain enough on Square Giraffe. But he should just be able to hang on to those tyres to go to the end, is the McLaren. But, we'll see. And Finn, he could be quite crucial here in the bid from Birdie to try and overtake him and get ahead to Adam. But if Birdie can't overtake Finn here, he's got some work to do. But look at that, Finn lets him go. So both teammates of Birdie and Kobe playing their part today, letting their teammate go, letting them chase them down the road. Should Adam have come in... Oh, Finn, another time penalty. Should Adam have come into the pit lane. If Adam pits now, it'll be close between him and Grush. But there's people up ahead who have time penalties. Adam stays out. He's got to at this rate. Kobe's only gaining about a second a lap, and his mediums are going to fall off soon as well. So, there is Birdie. 2.1 seconds behind Adam. Birdie is going to decide this then. Who's going to go into Brazil, the final race of the season, leading the World Championship? At the moment, it's going to be Adam. If Birdie overtakes Adam, it will be Kobe. We're talking 1-2 points at the moment. Samurai overtakes Yannick into turn 1. That is for position, with both of them having penalties. Samurai's now got a big job to do to close up 9 seconds to Finn to get back up into 5th. Otherwise, when he was in 3rd, he probably would have dropped behind all these guys. So I understand why he pitted. And it looks like most people picked the balanced allocation, not choosing 2 sets of hard compound tyres. 1.1 seconds now between Birdie and Adam. And at this rate, Adam knows Birdie's going to beat him. And he has to make sure he doesn't get too involved with the Alpine's antics. And I'm sure this time next lap, he'll be ahead of him. You can just see how much the Alpine's gaining. I mean, for Adam's sake, maybe you can hope Birdie gets a time penalty. I'm pretty sure I've seen him go off once or twice. But I'm fully confident Birdie can overtake Adam, get a 3-second gap, and get this podium. And Adam will lose the championship lead with 1 to go. Oh, there it is! There it is! Birdie with the penalty. So Adam knows he doesn't have to fight the Alpine too much. He has to sit within 3 seconds as we have 4 laps to go then of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Oh, that's Dello off at the exit of turn 9. This is relatively the last lap for any sort of safety car to happen as well. As soon as Square Giraffe crosses the line to start lap 27, we won't have any more laps for a safety car. Adam keeping the gap to Birdie, to be fair. Only 22% to Birdie's 70, now 80%. So the longer Adam keeps Birdie at bay, the better his chances are. This could be for the World Championship. It will be. Heading into Brazil, how much does Adam defend? How aggressive does Birdie attack? Dello with a penalty. Birdie's going for it to the inside. Adam turns in and they make slight contact. He gets ahead. Birdie with a tag. Goes wide and Adam keeps him ahead for now. This is bringing... Oh, Dello's sped as well. So Adam hangs on. Dello's retired in the pit lane. And you'd assume Birdie's going to go for it to the inside. Adam versus Birdie. Birdie gets the place. He runs deep. Adam with a switchback. Trying to overtake the Alpine, who's wide. And Adam's back in front. That got very close. Very feisty. And Birdie will stay behind for now. So Birdie went for it. Adam turned in. And then, what? They locked rear to front tyre. Would Birdie be deserving of more space? I'm not too sure. Everyone at the moment is going to get their points. And Adam knows right now, with 2 to go, he can maybe allow Birdie to get ahead and stay within 3 seconds. But we're still with 3 laps to go. He's still ahead. And Kobe only 12 behind, so it's still not looking like it's enough. He has to hope Square Giraffe gets a puncture or something for Adam's sake. His tyres must be screaming, but Birdie, as I'm sure, will start to be screaming as well. Finn now has the front row tickets, but it's not Adam versus Kobe, it's Adam versus Birdie. And you can see Birdie really needed to get that move because his mediums are falling off as well. And you'd assume Birdie's going to go for it to the inside again, even from this far back, because he's gaining the momentum. And that would be a big lunge from there. So he stays behind for now. Yeah, that was a bit too much. So Birdie playing it smart now, because now he can overtake Adam into turn 9 and pull away in the corners. Adam gets the exit, to be fair to him, but he's got no battery. Birdie can see him flashing. You'd assume Adam will go defensive to the inside, so Birdie will have to go round the outside of Adam. Adam to the inside. Birdie round the outside. Can he get the move? Yes, he can. The Alpine with a brilliant move round the outside of the Haas, but Adam's coming back at him. He's fighting away. He knows these are crucial points. Adam round the outside. What a move for the championship leader on Birdie. Playing it fair, playing it brilliantly. That was so committed from the Haas, and he did it to perfection. So we start the penultimate lap now, and Adam knows at this rate, if Birdie overtakes him, only has to lose 1.5 seconds. That might just be enough to contemplate, but he's a racer. He's getting his elbows out. He doesn't care. He wants to finish third just in case that penalty Birdie has is not legit, but considering Birdie went off there, I don't know if it will get removed because, again, remember, there is a glitch in the pit lane entry where you can get a warning. At the moment, Adam and Kobe and Square Giraffe are fine. Birdie, Finn, Samurai and Yannick behind have penalties. Make that mat as well. And Adam, once again, he's got great exits, but he hasn't got the battery. So here comes Birdie. Does he play it smart again? Does he stay behind and wait for the second straight? He's gaining on the Haas, stays behind for now, but he's got a lot less battery than he had before. So Adam, with a good exit, might be able to hold his own. But this is the closest Birdie's been to the back of the Haas as we exit the straight. Birdie wants the inside. Adam covers it off. Birdie makes slight contact. He spins around. He's in the wall. And he went into the side of Adam there. And Adam will hold on to third. Birdie spun round and loses any chance of the podium. And Adam, considering people behind have penalties, even if he picked up a penalty, should hold on to third. But was that Adam's fault? Was that Birdie's? Adam went left. Birdie went right. It was all calm. And then suddenly, Birdie went into Adam. Adam went right. I'm pretty sure Birdie just went into Adam there. So I think Adam should be fine. We start the last lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Kobe tried a different strategy with a two-stop. It does not work. Square Giraffe can coast round the final couple corners here. Samurai's going to get P4. He's caught a 12-second gap down to 1 second on Finn. This has been a great drive from Samurai. This has been very dramatic in the context of not even really the championship, just this race in general. Adam holding his own at the moment in P3, and the championship leaders, second and third. Square Giraffe has been the key name to stop Kobe from winning today. 4 points between them heading into today, and at the moment, there is only going to be 1 point in between Adam and Kobe heading into Brazil. But look how slow Adam's going with those tyres probably nearing puncture range. We were expecting Square Giraffe now making his way through the final few corners to come through for his second victory in EXFL Tier 2. And he has beaten the title rivals today, so he can hold his head up high. Square Giraffe will win the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in tremendous fashion. Kobe will come round the final corner. He won't win today, but he has his chances now of winning the title next week in Brazil. Adam, with a few corners to go then, has to make sure, just in case he's over 2 seconds ahead of Samurai, so it's a 5-second gap. Adam round the final corner went into today with a 4-point lead. That's going to go down to just 1 point heading into the season finale. And Samurai crosses the line. It is over 5 seconds, just in case. But I'm pretty sure nothing will happen anyway. Birdie, unfortunately, will come across the line for P6. I'm sure he'll be annoyed. Maybe it's karma, who knows. Yannick will cross the line. Does he beat Grush? Yes, he does, by 4/10. Matt 9th. Cookster will come in P10. So, Kobe 2nd. Adam 3rd. 1 race to go. 1 point between our title protagonists. It is the closest championship season heading into the final race we have ever seen in EXFL Tier 2. 1 point after 19 races. Can you believe it? It is was always probably going to be a winner-takes-all situation, but now it's even more than that. It is whoever beats the other. They could be both 6th and 7th. It's 2 points. It could swing either way. So it's not a winner-takes-all situation. It is literally who beats the other next week. Adam versus Kobe. Kobe will go into the final race, not even leading the championship at all this season. He's going to try and do a Sebastian Vettel, it seems, and try and win it in the final race. Adam has held on to his lead just enough to go into the final race leading, but it's by barely anything. Wow, that was some race. That was so dramatic. And yeah, it got a little controversial at times with a certain Alpine driver, but both times with both drivers, he ended off coming worse. And even if you give a 5 sec to either, you could give Kobe like 3 5 secs. It won't change anything. Wow. I'm pretty sure everything Birdie did that race was kind of self-inflicted and his own fault. But, I mean, we only saw it once, so replays exist. Minds can be changed. But yeah, that was intense. So let's get the top 3 in the party then. Yeah, I mean, great respect from Adam at one point when Kobe lagged behind him and he let him back through. That was brilliant. And then obviously Adam made that big mistake. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure Adam would have got 3rd anyway. I don't know if he had the pace to fight. Maybe he would have got 2nd if Kobe tried the 2-stop. Maybe he wouldn't have caught Adam. Maybe Adam could have a 7-point lead heading into Brazil instead of a 1-point lead if Adam didn't make that mistake. We will find out if that did cost him. Well, it did, obviously, but more in the context of after the season's over. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. That was incredibly intense. Let's get the top 3 in. Adam, Kobe, Square Giraffe. Oh, right, we'll wait for them to join. There we go. We have the race winner joining first. Like he came today. That's great. Scott, are you there, mate? Hello. Have you included your audio? Ah, perfect. Right. Well, we'll obviously be waiting for this 2nd and 3rd places to join, but I'll still start off with you. Well, Scott, that is the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for you in tremendous fashion. You have won for the 2nd time. Netherlands and now Abu Dhabi as Adam joins the party. Still waiting on Kobe. But yeah, you must be pretty happy with that. Your 2nd win.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I was just trying to not get in the way of Adam and Kobe, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
very cautious. I don't want to accidentally lock up and go into one of them.
It got very close, a few points with Kobe into turn 9.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was brilliant racing from your side. You didn't put a foot wrong. Obviously, with Kobe getting involved in a few battles, that allowed you to close up to his gap. Did you think after the first few laps, after you pitted, when the gap got to something like 4 seconds, did you think maybe you've lost your chance for the win?
I think not really. I thought like maybe when all the traffic was gone, I can maybe close back up. Because I think it was quite similar to Mexico that I had like a really high downforce setup and Kobe had a really low downforce setup. So I thought he was just going to keep pulling away, but I think high downforce was slightly faster, to be honest.
Yeah, I figured it out during the race. So after Kobe and everyone pitted and whatnot, it was just you two, and it was a 2nd. You closed up, had a few looks. As soon as you got Kobe, I did think, is he going to try and pull away because he has the higher downforce? And what do you know? Next lap, it's a 2nd. Then Kobe gains it back down to 7/10 on the straight. Next lap, it's up to 1.7. So
yeah,
you could just see how much you were gaining in the last sector, exactly. And you had amazing pace in the final bit. So Kobe, it looked like he just tried something different in the end. Because it was kind of like a no-risk. Even though he was going to come out behind his rival, Kobe and Adam have demonstrated plenty of times now they are very respectful to one another. I'll get into that later on. But yeah, when Kobe pitted and you saw he was back up into 2nd, about 19 seconds behind, was there any thought of you thinking he might catch me?
I wasn't really worried about him catching. I was more worried about getting a puncture. 'cause I had like
Right.
86% on my rear right.
Wow.
So I was just
86.
lifting and short shifting on the last lap like crazy.
That's understandable. That is very understandable. And you managed to hang on. So a brilliant drive. I was thinking before the race, like, who is the biggest name besides Kobe and Adam that could really, really try and take some points off them? And I think I did ultimately come down to it was probably gonna be you. You had maybe Finn, especially Birdie, Dello, whatnot, and maybe Samurai. But yeah, it looks like you had the pace.
Yeah, it
And
changes every race.
yeah, exactly. So Netherlands and now Abu Dhabi. Which one do you think you enjoyed more? Because Netherlands was more about domination. Today you had to fight for it.
This race was more fun because especially in the
Yeah.
first stint, we're all like really close.
Mm.
I was sort of like just
Second.
trying to keep the two rivals apart.
Yeah, second time in 3 weeks now. Obviously in Texas, it took Adam 6 laps to attempt his first try and overtake the lead, which he did. It ended up working for him. And again today, lap 6 was your first proper attempt that worked, and both times it ended up winning you the race, I guess. But yeah, massive well done today. That brings you up very highly to that big fight from 6th down to 11th in the standings. That might even promote you straight up to 6th. I really don't know. I'll have to look at all the math and the points. So
Ooh.
yeah, you can be very proud today. That's also propelled McLaren up a little bit as well. So yeah, a lot of fights going on besides the drivers. But yeah, very well done today.
Thanks.
So on to P2. Obviously, the biggest fight is the one we're all um, mainly interested in. So P2, Kobe, are you there, mate? Hello. Have you included your audio? Yeah. All right. So Kobe, P2 today. You got pole position though with a brilliant lap. You led away first few laps, keeping a decent lead. It looked like you were really trying to give it everything with how your battery was. And just take us through each part of the race from your POV. What was going through your mind?
The first couple of laps, I was just trying to push because I've done a couple practice races and I realised that my tyre management wasn't very good. So I knew I was going into it with a two-stop. So I just began to push straight away, and yeah, and in the middle when I pitted, I was again just pushing on hard, making sure I brought up to the front light as quick as possible. And then when I pitted and where draft didn't, I was like, oh, he's gonna find it quite hard, but kept in front and secured the win, I guess.
Yeah, there were some things in the middle. So I think the first thing, what happened when you because for us it looked like you just kind of lagged behind Adam on like lap 7 or something. What happened there?
Yeah, it's just I lagged behind that, and I just said like, just go back in front, have your position back, really.
Yeah, that was very sportsmanlike and respectful from him, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you were pretty happy to see the compromise he made, even at this stage of the season, which is insane. Um, so you nearly lost. Actually, you did lose DRS to Square Giraffe when that happened, but you had really good pace for the lap after to close it back up. So you were the first to blink. Actually, just quickly going back to Square Giraffe, Scott, mate, did you get any like warning glitch heading into the pit lane?
Um, I did do a few
'Cause-
practice races and like whenever you sort of ride the apex, you get
yeah,
like a penalty or something.
a warning or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
but in the race, because you
So
only had
that's
one stop, it didn't happen, right?
no, I made sure to go like completely wide of the apex.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Okay, great. As for you, Kobe, because you pitted twice, did that happen at all for you?
Nah, I made sure to keep well away from that.
Okay, good. Um, I'll ask Adam in a minute. But yeah, Kobe. So yeah, you made your second pit stop. You obviously got past Adam pretty quickly, along with Finn. And then obviously Samurai was not really going to be too much of a threat. You caught him anyway, a pretty good time. So it's P2. Adam finished. Actually, when you were pitting with your first pit stop, what was your reaction to? Because you must have heard Adam also say it. Seeing on the mini map as well, seeing his white dot spin into the wall.
Um, Especially with him doing the one stop, he was 100% gonna win. Not nothing on square draft, but Ad was definitely gonna win.
Really?
But Yeah, I feel like his pace and everything, he was on par to win, but he spun, and I was like, oh my god. To be
Couldn't
fair, I
believe it.
thought he was gonna get not as good as a result as he got. So
Yeah. Now I was pointing that out because races like was it Qatar or like Imola, mainly Imola and Hungary, where he's been down in the race and he's made incredible comebacks back to the podium and even wins. So today was another showing of that, it seems. But yeah, you did everything you could, and wow, when when you had to miss two races in Netherlands and you were expected to be like 30 or 40 points behind, I think it was 30 in the end. Did you ever think going into the final race you would only be 1 point behind Adam now?
no, never.
No, that is insane. You went in today 4 points behind. It could have swung anyway. You could have been six ahead. You could have been 11 behind. And wow, 4 points goes down. Well, 29 this time before last week was 29, gone down to 4, and now 1 point. It's the closest fight we have ever had heading into the final race with just one. I think we've had maybe 2 points, 5 points in the past or something like that. But yeah, this one is the closest. It's like I was saying, it's not even a winner takes all situation. It is literally who beats the other. You two. Let's say it's not going to happen, but let's say you two are down in like fifth and sixth. There's 2 points and whatnot. So whoever beats the other, it could be 1 point your way, 3 points Adam's way. Either way, this is going to be insane. So well done today, and well done in the last few races in general for hunting down that lead and giving us a brilliant finale to set the stage. So I'm sure you'll be a little disappointed to not win today, but you're still getting on Adam, which I guess is the main thing.
Yeah,
So yeah, well done today, and another congratulations to winning the constructors from last week. I'm guessing it was nice to see Samurai back racing today.
yeah, it was good.
All right, well done. Anyway, on to P3 then. Adam, are you there, mate?
Yeah.
Have you included your audio?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
You're a bit quiet, mate.
Oh. Is that better?
I can still hear you. Yeah, I can still hear you fine. So, all right. So, Adam, there's a lot to unpack there. You qualified third and you finished third. On paper, looks like a boring race. That was anything but that. So, the opening laps. What was the game plan? Just sit behind, hope Square Giraffe overtakes Kobe, or did you try but you just couldn't? What was going on?
Nah, to be honest, the plan was just sit back because I mean the first like I don't know 5 or 6 laps we'd pulled a like 3 or 5 second gap to him, so I knew I mean, everything that happened in that race. If none of it happened, then would have been pretty much just 3 straight fight for the win.
Hmm.
And my plan was just sit back and hope something happens in front. Don't really get involved too much.
Yeah, because I was contemplating the different dilemmas you had. I was like, does he sit behind, hope Square Giraffe overtakes Kobe, meaning in context of the championship, it's actually better for you than you trying to overtake Square Giraffe, because if that happens, that's actually worse for the championship for you. But then it has a future procedure of you winning the race, which could be a bit better. And then, obviously, Square Giraffe did overtake Kobe, so that actually worked out for you a little. And then, were you surprised to see Kobe pit so early?
To be honest, not really. Because me and Cobb done a practice race just before this, and I was kind of tied between doing a one stop and a two stop. And Cobb was gonna do a one stop in the practice race, but then he was on like 70% tire wear by like lap 9 or something. So I knew there was no way Cobb was gonna be able to do a one stop. So I kind of
And at the
expected it really.
exact So at the exact same time when you saw, but were you always going to do the one stop?
Uh, I mean the practice race, my plan was to do a two stop, and coming into this,
Oh,
I
right.
was kind of tied between doing a one or two.
So it was
Because
very close. But within the span of about 20 seconds, your mind goes from, right, Kobe's in, now I'm up to second, I'm behind Square Giraffe, and then you go through turn 2 and 3, and what happened?
uh, I knew I was just outside the second gap to Square Giraffe, and uh, just put on worn tires. Now looking back, I had no idea what I'd done there. I was on worn tires, like I don't know, 40% worn or something.
So I was gonna make the one stop happen, and then for some reason I just kept my battery on in the middle of the corner. Fun.
Because I was pointing this out on like lap 4. I said when they start to get closer to the end of their tyre life through turns 2 and 3, if you catch the curb or the white line at the wrong point, and battery will certainly increase your chances. Yes, it will go around. And I'm watching Kobe, and I see a white dot stopped causing yellows. And my immediate thought is, it's a back marker. Look at the bottom. There are no Hasses. There's only one Haas, and it's Adam. And that was a big moment. Were you lucky to still be in the race? Like, how hard did you hit the wall?
Quite, but it only broke the left side of my front wing, so I feel I kind of got a bit lucky with it, really.
Did you tag the wall that's like sticking out? Like there's a wall behind it?
Uh, I think so, yeah.
Have you clipped it? Because I really want to see that, but it's understandable if you didn't.
Hold on, give me a sec. I'll try and find it.
You can send it to me after I've ended the stream. It's fine. There's no rush. I just wanted to know if you've clipped it or not. But yeah, so you dropped down. You were last pretty much at one point. So I was saying you need to just ignore everything that's happened. Get your head down. You know you've done this time and time again of making your way through the field, and you did exactly that. It was great stuff. You were fighting away with Finn a little. There was some pretty good fights actually out there between both you and Kobe, fighting away with people. So that was great. You got ahead of Finn, gapped him a little bit. I'm guessing your mind was thinking, I've got to do a one stop now because I've got people like Birdie behind me who are chasing me down. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. How much were your tyres on at the end, by the way?
About 75.
Wow.
And
So in the last... Yeah, carry on. I know what you're going to say.
on my last stint, I knew I had the one stop possible. My target lap was probably somewhere between 11 and 13, and if I boxed like I don't know, lap 11 or lap 13, whenever I was planning to box, I would have easily had the one stop.
Yeah. You pitted lap 10, right? Because that was the lap you spun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So last 3 or 4 laps, you noticed Birdie got the 3 second. So yeah, $1 million question. What was going through your mind in those last few laps?
Well, my plan was don't let him through because he's on a lot fresher tyres, so that 3 second gap's gonna just easily go straight through. But when I saw that he got it, well, I kind of heard it on your stream. I was kind of celebrating to myself really, and then he caught me because I spun on the curb, turn 3, like half spun, but I managed to correct it. And I lost like half a second, and then
That's when it got to 1.1.
spun. I had like kind of also half spun turn 5, I think. The one
Yeah.
leading onto the back straight. Half
Mhm.
spun there and let him easily get within a second gap of me.
And then there was quite a battle, like quite a defense. The first one was, I can't even remember now, but basically the one where he got you to the inside, or like maybe it was basically when he got you at turn 9, and then you pulled off that amazing overtake a couple corners later, heading into that slow section. That was fantastic. Did you think yourself it would work, or?
To be honest, it was kind of just hope. It was more the hope than anything really.
Because I was saying all the different scenarios. What if his 3 second isn't legit? Because obviously that's it. You made a 1 pit stop that race. Did you get any pit lane glitch warnings?
Yeah,
You did.
it's the only one.
How many
I had.
warnings were? Oh, it was the only warning you got the whole race. That's good. So I don't know if that was going through your mind. Maybe his 3 second is unfair. Maybe he also, because he's been in the pit lane twice, so he could have got 1 or 2 of his warnings being unfair. I don't know if that went through your mind. Did it in the last few, whatever?
Not really, to be honest.
Fair. So because that's what I was saying. I was saying the complete opposite of what you do. I was like, Adam, with 3 laps to go, maybe you can let him go now. Just doesn't lose a second a lap. 2 laps to go, maybe you can let him go now. Not lose a second and a half a lap. But then I realised now Adam's a racer. He's going to go for it. He's going to hold his own. And you did just that. It got a little intense at some points. Birdie kept trying to redo his attempt, waiting on the first straight, getting you on the second. But then on the penultimate lap, you went defensive to the left, covered it. Birdie literally like swiped right to try and... It wasn't like to avoid you or anything. It was just so he could get onto the right. And then... Like, just what happened on, like, when you were racing? Like, what happened on your end? What did you feel? What did you see when he spun?
To be honest, it is completely my own doing. knew he was gonna get me. I wanted to just make sure I squeezed him as much to the outside as I could, so I could get the best line through the corner. And I think he pulled a lug side. I just swiped it really.
Okay. So because I was watching it and I really could for the light because I was on board with Birdie and it looked really weird if whether he went into your tyre or you've gone into his tyre. I mean, it's good you're honest because I was pointing it out. I was like, you've crossed the line like 2 point something ahead of Samurai, and obviously with the 3, it goes up to 5. So I pointed out, even if you get a 5-second penalty, you'll stay where you are. I don't know if that came across your mind at all, but
Uh,
I don't know.
it was slightly. I'm watching. I'm watching my on board of it. He,
It's good you have all your clips and whatnot because I don't know if Birdie's going to be relatively. I'm coming back to you, Kobe, because I've got another question. But yeah, so you just held on for P3 podium after everything you went through. It's still a great race from you, and yeah, 1 point. Again, same question with you. Did you ever think going into the final race it was going to be this close? Adam, you there?
he was just asking me.
Sorry, what?
Was you asking me or Kobe?
I was asking you.
Oh,
Did you ever
sorry.
think it was going to get this? I asked Kobe like 5 minutes ago. I'm asking you
Oh,
the same thing. Did you ever
um,
think it was going to get this close?
yeah, to be honest. Especially
Complete opposite answer.
especially after last week, because I mean,
That's fair.
I know Kobe's really fast, and we both have pretty much missed an equal amount. And how
Mm.
often, like how consistent me and Kobe are with podiums, pretty much every
Yep.
week. And I did think it was gonna be very close between us, especially after last week with me missing and Kobe winning. But
Mm.
maybe us two, 1 and 2, probably. Uh, if me and him finished 1 and 2 this race, I thought uh, I would be probably a bit more confident going into the final race. If I had won, I would
Mm.
feel a lot more confident. But
Yeah. How cool would that be next week in Brazil if you two are 1-2 and fighting for the win, which would result in whoever wins the championship? That'd be pretty cool. But obviously, there are going to be people like this guy Scott and the Alpines and Dello and Samurai and whatnot. You never know who could get involved in the fight, and I'm sure people will try things. But um, yeah, Brazil. I don't know, to be honest with it being. I'm pretty sure it's a one stop now. The tires changed; they got harder, so I think one stop should be fine. But Tier 2 does like the odd 2 stop, so you never know. But yeah, intense, intense race, and it might still not be over. We'll have a look at the stuff after the race. Right, Kobe, I'm going to quickly come back to you. When you were exiting the pit lane and whatnot, and you saw Birdie down the road, did you maybe get a few flashbacks to Texas?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna get took out.
And you held your own pretty well. I mean, you were very feisty in some corners. Did you get reminded? Because it looked a lot like something that happened 4 years ago. Kobe?
Hello?
Did it like remind you of what happened 4 years ago in
No.
real life? No. Okay, fair. Um, but yeah, eventually you got him, and then did you know he was going to send on you at the chicane with the
Uh,
switchback and whatnot?
yeah.
Yeah, and so you switchbacked him very nicely, and then it looked like he was just not far enough along. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like I said, you can get 15 seconds of penalties, and you'll be fine, but probably not. So yeah, I guess final question to both of you. I'll ask Scott as well. Scott, how are you feeling about Brazil next week? How strong do you think you'll be?
I did a VSC race yesterday around there,
Oh yeah, of
and
course.
I qualified like 14th. Because I
Wow.
hadn't raced around there in ages, but I finished third. I
Wow.
just sort of locked,
Okay then.
no, fourth, because I just sort of locked in.
Oh, fourth.
I feel like
Fair
if I
enough.
just do a few like time trial laps and stuff,
Yeah.
maybe get up to speed, see what we can do.
Very interesting. Very big name. That because as much as it's all down to Kobe and Adam, yeah, people like you are also going to decide this. Because if you didn't race today, there'd be 1 and 2, and Kobe would lead by what 3 points, I think, something like that. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, Kobe, how are you feeling heading into Brazil then?
Good. Oh, good.
Fair enough. Good. It's a pretty solid, simple answer, and I mean, you two know what's on the line. We're not going to say it a million times. So, yeah. And Adam, 1 point in it. How are you feeling heading into Brazil?
Gonna have to do practice. Honestly, right at the moment, not feeling too confident for it. But
You won Brazil last season, if that's any consolation. You were fighting, what's his name?
Sombra.
I forgot his gamer tag, but his name's Alejandro or something. The Mercedes, basically. You were fighting him
Yeah.
for the win last season, and you ended up winning just ahead of him in a great fight. So, you never know. We're going to find out, and this is going to be very intense. Obviously, we've got some things to sort after that race, some incidents to look at. We'll see it all unfold and analyse. But yeah, that has been the EXFL Tier 2 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. 1 race to go, 1 point in it between Adam and Kobe. It is a winner-takes-all situation, and it is basically whoever beats the other will be crowned champion. If for whatever reason they are 9th and 10th and they're level, Kobe wins. I think. Yeah, Kobe has more wins. But I really doubt that. So yeah, it's simple as Adam's got to beat Kobe, Kobe's got to beat Adam, and I'm sure there'll be other people in the fight as well. This is it then. Brazil, a proper finale, a proper stage has been set for one of the greatest title fights we have ever seen. Find out in 1 week's time who's going to be the new Tier 2 World Champion.